All right, here we go. It's a Monday, and thank you for joining us as we all knock the rust off. Wow, what a couple of weeks it's been, and truly just the community and coming together and doing what we can to try and stay connected. So the Modern Eater Show continues from Studio Kitchen, Colorado. Myself, Greg Hollenbach, and Jay Parker. Jay.
Heyo, hello.
Big day today, Jay.
It is a big day.
We've been working, you've been working very hard on a documentary that we've put together. The title of this documentary, and I think it's really poignant for what we've experienced in 2020, speaking of the service industry, is COVID Kitchen, a dish served cold. And I think that title really just sums it up, don't you, Jay?
Yeah, it's it's a bittersweet title because it's great, but it's terrible.
We're going to launch this documentary here for you in a minute. It's 16 minutes and 43 seconds of what I believe is worth your while, 17 minutes of time worth your while. And as we head into 2021 and we'd be kidding ourselves if it's just going to be a brand new year and crystal clean and sparkly and fresh, because there are some obstacles and humps, but light at the end of the tunnel, and that's all we've been looking for. So as we see a federal relief package signed by the president and hopefully here soon getting some of that money infused back into the businesses that need it so nearly and dearly, the hurry up and wait is what we've been doing so long, but just trying to make sense of things. So I can't wait for you to see this. What we want you to do is during today's show, if you could, in the live stream, why don't you recognize somebody? Recognize somebody in the service industry. Make sure you tag them, but say something really nice and special. Recognize somebody that stood out to you as a leader, that stood out to you as somebody with resiliency, that stood out to you as somebody that made this world a better place when this world was not a better place. And I really think they'll appreciate it. So if you're watching this from any other stream besides the Modern Eater Facebook page, go over to the Modern Eater Facebook page, jump in the stream, watch this documentary along with us, and I think that it's going to spark a lot of feelings inside of you. And tag somebody that means something to you. We are going to have and set ourselves up for a great year. What that means is a lot of collaborative efforts, a lot of trying to figure out how we can connect ourselves more, and we've got some cool things planned for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break from Studio Kitchen, Colorado. You'll hear from a couple of great local sponsors. We'll come back. We'll debut this documentary, COVID Kitchen, a dish served cold. That's coming to you next right here on the Modern Eater Show. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? This is Brother Luck from Lucky Dumpling, 4 by Brother Luck in Colorado Springs, and I am rocking with the Modern Eater. You're watching them, you're tasting them, you're knowing everything there is to know about Colorado.
Hi, Charlie from Brews Beers here. Our new Belgian Abbey 4-pack is a mixed package of the 4 core beers made in Abbey and Trappist breweries in Belgium. So we have a single, a double, a triple, and a quadruple in one package. Now, quadruples are the emperors of Belgian monastery ales. They're dark in color, with a dense tan head, and alcohol ranging from 8 to 12%, so they're pretty strong. Quadruples are very rich and complex with big maltiness, spice, and flavors of raisins, cherries, and plums. Alcohol is apparent in the mouthfeel, but not overwhelming, even at 10.5% ABV. So the finish is long, complex, and dry, and they're great beers anytime, by themselves or with hearty foods. Pick up your Abbey 4-pack at either Brews location, 67th and Pecos, or at Colfax in York, and at fine liquor stores throughout the Denver metro area. Take home some Belgian-style badassery
Hey, this
today.
is Keegan from D-Bar in Denver. You guys might find it difficult to stay in touch and stay up to date with the ever-changing culinary scene in Colorado. It's almost impossible. Just tune in to the Modern Eater. These guys have their fingers on the pulse of what's happening in all of the food and beverage in all of Colorado. They're behind us. They understand the idea of shopping local and shopping small. So support them, you support us.
Welcome to Tommyknocker Brewery here in beautiful Idaho Springs. We brew normally twice a day. Currently brew about 18 different beers. And right here's our brew kettle, steam-fired brew kettle, and we generate our steam with natural gas. We get our natural gas from Encore Energy and Brian Rizzuto. I really like working with Brian because he explains how the system works of getting your natural gas. It's not a mystery. I actually understand our energy bill.
You're watching The Modern Eater, and now back to the show.
Hey guys, Alex Armatas over at Sam's number 3 Glendale. You want a Bloody Mary? You want a cheeseburger? You want a breakfast burrito, Greek salad, bacon gyro meat, chicken souvlaki, barbecue ranch salad? We got you covered. Come down and see us. One more time. Try it again. Hey guys, Alex Armatas over here at Sam's number 3 Glendale. Now get your ass to themoderneater.com. Thank you so much.
I love the laugh.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's Kyle Mendenhall. I'm talking with my good friends from the Modern Eaters Show. Keep supporting them. There's a lot of good stuff happening.
We started Meridium Spirits because we love the way that spirits and cocktails can bring people together to socialize, to bond, to have conversations. Well, right now we've got some big conversations to have. Coop Vodka and Coop Gin are available at liquor stores across the metro area, but if you can't find us or would like to have us behind your bar or at your restaurant, send us an email, info@meridiumspirits.com. We know things are a little different these days, but think of us the next time you're planning a virtual happy hour or a socially distant picnic. And keep an eye on our social media, Coop by Meridium, for all the latest and greatest.
Hey guys, it's Caroline Glover. I'm the chef owner of Annette out at Stanley Marketplace. Citrus is about to be in its prime. I just want to thank everybody for showing so much support to small local restaurants in this really hard time. And you're watching the Modern Eater Show. I'm fine with that.
Okay, welcome back to Studio Kitchen, Colorado. It is a Monday, and it's December 28th as we're short timing the rest of this year, you guys. We're going to put a ribbon on 2020 and just put it to bed. I think we're all ready to do this. We've got a great documentary that we are going to release. COVID Kitchen, a dish served cold. That's coming up. But I got to tell you about Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Jeff Rourke, he's the man with the plan. He wants your delicious craft beer to taste like the brewer intended it to taste. If you're pouring in efficient beer, what are you doing?
You're pouring your money down the drain.
Don't pour your money down the drain. It's a simple phone call away. Call Jeff Rourke. Here's his phone number. He'll get your tap systems up to par, and he'll even throw a new line in if you need it. 720-272-3809. One more time. 720. He'll pick up the phone. 720-272-3809. Jeff Rourke, A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Okay. Hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Heading into the New Year's, we're all looking for some kind of relief in sight. I'm optimistic. I think it's coming soon. This last year, I think, capsulized the resiliency and the toughness of the service industry like no other. If you ever thought that there weren't a bunch of badasses in the service industry, now there's no doubt in your mind because you saw what happened this past year Wow, what a bunch of magnificent people, Jay.
The food and beverage world is a special one, man.
So Erik Peterson from Bowl & Bush, Alex Armatas from Sam's Number 3, Kevin Morrison from Tacos, Tequila, Whiskey, and Fish and Beer, and Jared Leonard from SSC Hospitality. That's the Bud Long, that's Grabowski's Pizza, that's Campfire and Evergreen, and AJ's Pit Barbecue. Very talented people. These are business owners that we sought out. These are business owners that have been around for quite some time. They have a body of work that they can look back on, right? And they also have what they want to do going into the future, but how they pivoted or adjusted is a better word at this point, to the climate of what's happening right now. So without further ado, this is the time that you've been waiting for, and we will release this on YouTube and on our Facebook page as a standalone. We encourage you to share it with your friends and family. And also, in the comments, recognize somebody today on the stream. Tag them. Make sure that say something nice about somebody in the service industry that deserves that recognition. There are a lot of folks in this business here, and especially locally, that we could feature within this documentary. But I think we've got a great kind of lens or view of what this past year looked like. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to look at it just like you, and then we'll discuss it. We'll come back and discuss what we saw in this documentary. And for the debut, and Jay Parker works so very hard on this, it's COVID Kitchen, a dish served cold, right now on the Modern Eater Show.
Hi guys, my name's Alex Armatas. I'm with Sam's Number 3 Restaurants. We're a 3-generation restaurant out of Colorado.
My name is Erik Peterson. We're coming to you from the legendary Bowl & Bush Brewery in Glendale, Colorado. I got 2 of my favorites, prime rib and beer.
Hi, I'm Kevin Morrison. I'm with Tacos, Tequila, Whiskey, and Fish and Beer. We have 3 locations for TTW. We have the Highlands, Govs Park, and our original one at Colfax in York. Today, we happen to be at Fish and Beer, 3510 Larimer Street in Rhino neighborhood.
My name is Jared Leonard. I'm the founder and CEO of SSC Hospitality. We own AJ's Pit Barbecue right here, the Bud Long Hot Chicken, 81 South Penn, and Grabowski's Pizzeria at 3350 Brighton Boulevard, and Campfire Evergreen up in Evergreen, Colorado.
So the pre-COVID model of Sam's Number 3s have always been huge dining rooms. Get anybody in here. Toddlers, we're in charge of feeding families. And it's anything from a little kid's meal up to a ribeye if you want, or trout almondine. But we're a diner. We're a 16-page hot mess. And the focus has always been getting people in here, giving them great service, enjoying meeting them and having them come back. The post-COVID business model has been to really pivot and pivot in terms of what you're allowed to do. And what you're allowed to do is some days you're allowed to be 50% open. Some days you're allowed to seat 10 people at a table. Some days you're allowed to sit 6 people at a table. Sometimes you're not allowed to have anybody in the restaurant. The focus is to become the most efficient takeout restaurant you can become, because if you don't get that right, you don't get a second chance.
So the Bowl & Bush, which my dad and uncle started in 1971, was modeled after the original Bowl & Bush in London. It's a British-style pub serving the community. People have had first dates here. People have multi-generational family reunions here. So COVID has really changed a lot of that for us. What we're doing now is we put in a beer garden out in the parking lot and really resembled a brand new food ordering system online. We've curated some really cool to-go containers to get the prime rib and the chicken fried steak and chicken fried chickens hot and fresh to people, so when they come in and pick up meals to go, we're very confident in the quality that we're serving, and just keeping that really rolling with the to-goes.
So Fish and Beer, as well as TTW pre-COVID, was loud, jam-packed, very, very friendly, very neighborhood, kind of a community gathering place. Just a fun time to forget about life, eat some affordable food, have some great cocktails, and just chill with your friends or on a date. With COVID, that has changed everything. Our dining rooms are empty, our patios are empty, so we've kind of leaned towards the carry-out and delivery business.
They haven't changed much other than we follow the rules during COVID that we can't have people in our restaurant dining in. One thing we've done, though, is we have optimized our delivery and to-go systems to really create a great experience for the food taken out of the restaurant, just as we want you to have a great experience in our restaurant. So model hasn't changed. We definitely have fine-tuned our ability to execute the to-go model, though, as that's the only option for what we're doing.
Yeah, what keeps you up is the same thing that's been keeping you up since March. It hasn't changed. It's your staff family, and how do you provide as an employer and survive so that if you can make it through this, you're not training again. And what I mean by that is every employee that becomes part of your staff family is going to cost you at least $7,000 to train. So 10 people, it's pretty easy math. That's $70,000, right? So the whole staff family at Sam's number 3 between the 3 stores is 160 plus full-time equivalents. So that's a nightmare thinking that that's a multiplier of $7,000. So the goal has always been to just battle. Let's just battle and survive. And so that's what keeps me up every night is I'm battling and surviving. It's okay that we lost money today. People got paychecks.
Probably the one thing that really keeps me up at night is the health and safety of the employees here. We've had employees that, Katie, who started the year I was born in 1973, so we have long-term employees that have been with us forever, and what keeps me up at night is if somebody got sick. It's all about the people and the staff and keeping them gainfully employed, and they put their heart and soul into this place. So my brother and I put our heart and soul into keeping a safe environment and doing everything properly here. And that's kind of what keeps me up at night.
I guess if I had to say what keeps me up at night, I'm not a political guy, but I'd have to say the lack of support from the government and the stipulations, the handcuffs that they're putting on us. You know, I'm all for doing what we can to slow the pace, slow the growth of COVID. However, we're asking to shut our businesses. I'm fortunate enough we're a restaurant. We can be open partially, but bars, I have friends that own bars. They're not even allowed to open, and then the government's not helping them out in a timely manner. That would keep me up all night. It does keep me up all night.
What keeps me up at night? You know, making sure my employees are happy, healthy, and doing well. Being part of not just part, but founder and head of a big organization, I wish I could spend more time with each individual person that works for us. So making sure that the staff, and I really do mean this, is everybody's doing well and mentally, probably more so than physically even, because this has been such a mentally challenging year. So my heart and head is always with others to just hope they're making it through.
What keeps me up at night, what keeps me going is the same answer. It's Jason, it's Shelby, it's Oscar, it's Emilio, it's Kathy. It's everybody in our staff family that we've got to provide for, and we're that's been a massive team and asset that I don't want to lose. So what keeps me going is still these people, my staff family, my own family. You got to battle. You can't give up.
The thing that keeps us going is just keeping the tradition of the Bull and Bush alive. There's so many places in Denver have disappeared, vaporized. I mean, the Bull and Bush, which my dad and uncle started back in 1971. I mean, this is a dinosaur. You know, two brothers couldn't come along, find some land, build a freestanding building, and put in a brewery and do what we do. Keeping that going for all of us in 2020 and further down the line for my brother's daughter Piper. That's kind of what keeps it all going.
I think the thing that really keeps me going and my crew going is our passion for the hospitality industry and our passion to cook. I've gotten involved more in the kitchen lately. It's kind of my zen, kind of my comfort place where I go just to have fun. It's my playground, is I just go in the kitchen and cook. That's what keeps me going, knowing we're going to come out of this. We might be smaller in size, we might have less employees, less restaurants, but knowing one day we'll come back out of it and we'll be crowded again.
So what keeps me going? You know, people keep me going, whether it's my kids or feather restaurateurs. People are highly interesting and inspiring to me. Yeah, I try to inspire other people, but I really look to others for inspiration. And, you know, human beings, just a culture of people really fascinates me. So I think this year, something that has inspired me and kept me going is people's ability to pivot, come up with new ideas, creativity. You know, even through some of the closures I've seen, there have been very, very creative births of new things from closures. Sometimes something burns down before the rebirth of the phoenix. So the people keep me going and keep me inspired.
We prepared a few things that are kind of our mainstays, and then we have our Colorado Buffalo Burrito. It's ground buffalo, bacon, jalapenos, breakfast potatoes, eggs, our famous kickin' pork green chili, jack cheese, cheddar cheese, avocado, salsa sour cream, and guacamole if you want it.
So our first dish here that we're featuring is our Colorado raised prime rib. We serve it on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You can get a queen's cut or a larger king's cut. We serve it with Colorado-style mashed potatoes and green chili, a little Colorado gravy, some creamy horseradish, some house-made au jus, and I prefer to pair it up with our Big Ben brown ale, real malty English-style brown ale, kind of a classic style. Goes well with pretty much anything on the menu. And our second favorite here is the chicken fried chicken. The chicken comes from Redbird Farms here in Colorado. Mashed potatoes and gravy and some garlic bread. I like to pour it up with or pair it up with our man beer. It's a classic English style IPA. So a nice malty backboned IPA. And those are two of our signature dishes that good comfort food.
Let me tell you about my favorite dish on the menu. This is what we call our fish and beer basket. Now, pre-COVID or when we were allowed to have guests in-house, we would serve this with a little shot of beer. So we have our fish and then we have our beer. Since we're doing deliveries, we can't serve the beer to go, but this dish, believe it or not, travels really well. We vent the lid. It's our beer battered fried sustainable cod, house-made fries, house-made tartar, and our coleslaw. My favorite dish on the menu. A new dish we're going to have coming out shortly is our crab stuffed cod. Same cod, just prepared a little bit differently. It's baked instead of fried, stuffed with jumbo lump crab meat, tossed with a little lemon, Old Bay, mayonnaise, and a little bit of Parmesan cheese, baked in white wine and lemon.
Welcome to AJ's Pit Barbecue. Today we're going to share some of our delicious smoked meats with you. First I'm going to pull out some brisket. Woo! Fresh out of the pit. That's the way to do it. We cook it fresh every day. Our brisket's cooked for 16 hours overnight over a wood fire. True Texas style. We got some sausage. Woo! I dropped my sausage on the floor, Jay. Jalapeno cheddar hot link. We got some pastrami in here. I'll make you a little sampler platter. So brisket and pastrami, you can see from the cut here, same cut, just brined or cured. That's why it's pink inside. And then this is smoked. And both of them have that nice smoky bark on the outside of them. That comes from cooking with a wood fire. And the spice rub, the sugar in our spice rub that caramelizes, that cooks overnight. Our fire burns 24 hours a day. It's always going. We cook with Texas post oak. We do it the old-fashioned way, low and slow.
I think that we have to be conscious of balance. There's a balance missing, from our government really truly trying to understand what we're doing. And when I say that, it's the balance of as a consumer, balance yourself out to like, hey, you know what? Instead of Starbucks today, I'm going to go have a latte from Danny's or whatever, or Sam's number 3, whoever. But balance some of your spending out to the small guys. And the other balance I think should happen is really understanding the science. I don't think the science. I trust the scientists, but I don't think it's fair in terms of the restaurants being the scapegoat, especially when there's studies coming out that 5% of COVID issues can really directly be tied to our industry. So yeah, let's just find a balance. Let's balance our giving and our spending, and figure out how to help the little guys out as well as. You got to go to the big guy too, but. That's what I'd like to see happen.
One thing that we're truly passionate about is just keeping the small businesses going. And, we're at such a disadvantage compared to other companies that don't really have a lot of restrictions against them. But we've been bobbing and weaving and kind of figuring it out. Like we were talking about earlier, the businesses that can change and adapt are the ones that are going to be rewarded in the end. And when we all get through this, we'll all be better for it. And I think there's going to be a bigger appreciation for the small guys that do something truly, truly world-class and unique, like the Bull and Bush. And I look forward to the future, and sky's the limit after this opens up.
I guess the good thing that has come out of COVID is, as a business, we're becoming stronger. We look at every single line now in the P&L every week versus before. If a line item was less than 1% or less than 2%, we wouldn't pay that much attention to it. But now we're paying attention to every line item. And also some of my crew has really stepped up and risen to the top, faced the challenge, and made two employees in my company and made them partners in the company. So that's been amazing, and it made me appreciate everything, all the little things, that much more. And really humbled by this experience, and knowing that we are going to come out of it. We're going to come out of it as better operators, better cooks, better leaders, better partners.
So to the leaders that are in charge, I always wish the best for them. I always want our local and national officials to be blessed with the intelligence and the heart to make the right choices. I never pretend to know the answers for what they're doing, because their job is very difficult this year. They have a harder time with this than any of us. So I fully support anyone who's in charge and appreciate the responsibility that they've taken on themselves to be a public servant. And we'll get through this to the other side. Hopefully all healthy, happy, and continuing to support our leaders.
There it is, COVID kitchen. A dish served cold, and boy, has it been. The resiliency, I'm telling you. The tenacity, the hard work, the dedication, the honor to the community and their employees, their families, and themselves. I get emotional. Well done, Jay. Well done.
Thank you.
Putting that together was not easy. Brought to you by many local businesses that are just strapped right now. And it's important as ever as we go into a new year that we're working together, because I need the energy. I need the energy from you. I need it from Jay. We need to give it back. So if you have a little energy, transfer it to somebody else. If you need some, see if you can't find some of that. But let's take a break. Let's come back. Let's talk. Julie Maroney, gosh, love you, love your family. Thanks for your comments on the stream. Other folks, we'd love for you to recognize somebody in the service industry on the Modern Eater stream today. If you're watching from another stream, just head on over to the Modern Eater Facebook page, jump in on that stream, and tag them, honor them. They deserve it. And it's just such a small little thing to do, but means so much. We'll come back You'll hear from Jay. He's going to talk about Aspen Baking Company, another great sponsor of the Modern Eater Show.
Delicious.
Love that bread. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great Christmas and Hanukkah. New Year's is on the horizon. Let's break away on this Monday, the 28th of December, as we're short timing it here. Just another cup of coffee, and the new year will be here. I think we all need that, but there it was. Look forward. We'll share that with you, and it'll be a standalone on YouTube and Facebook. But COVID Kitchen, a dish served cold. I thought it was a great job. And for Brian Freeman, myself, Greg Hollenbach, and Jay Parker, we set out we didn't even know what was going to happen that day. We had no idea.
No, we didn't.
Where we were going to go, who we were going to talk to, but it fell into place. It gave us a lot of footage. We asked the same 4 questions. It was interesting. There were a lot of consistent things, and none of these guys were prepped. None of these guys were prepared for what the questions were. But the answers seemed to be similar, and that theme, which we'll talk about next when the Modern Eater Show continues.
Hi, I'm Amber with Strohauer Farms, and I'm just here to remind you that the best potatoes are grown here in Colorado. Goodness elevated. Thanks for watching the Modern Eater Show.
Hey, Zach Ryder here, Colorado Mills Sunflower Products out of Lamar, Colorado. Your only local source, grown from a local crop to produce a local oil for local chefs. You can find it at Shamrock Foods, What Chefs Want, Seattle Fish Company. Let me try it one more time, then we'll see. Hey, restaurants, we're glad you're reopening. From Colorado Mills Sunflower Oil, we'll see you soon.
First, we partner with the best farmers in the world, and then we tell them, we will take it all. Process whole spices daily, blend custom spices to order, keep it fresh, safe, and flavorful, all so that you can get back to doing what you do best. So whether you're a restaurant, a food manufacturer, or an at-home cook, be sure to visit The Spice Guy at www.thespiceguyco.com.
Hey Modern Eater fans, I'm Don Trobo with the Annex by Ardent Mills, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about some of the great things we've got going on locally in the state. We're headquartered right here, and we're working with farmers in the San Luis Valley to bring you amazing Colorado quinoa. It's just like the South American stuff, but grown locally. We've got transitional wheat flour that's grown by farmers in Colorado and surrounding states who are in the process of turning their fields into organic. So we're taking that transitional wheat and turning it into flour, and now it's available for you to cook and bake with. And last but not least, we're now cleaning grain berries in Denver. So things like spelt or wheat berries or pearl barley, those are things that we're now doing right here locally and are available to you. Can't wait to share it with you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Nations from Aspen Baking Company. It's really important right now to support local. That's why I support the Modern Eater. Now, back to the show.
Hey, you guys, Jay here with the Modern Eater Show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about our YouTube and Instagram channels. A lot of killer content over there. Throw us a subscribe on YouTube. Throw us a follow on Instagram. And thank you for supporting TME. We couldn't do this without our amazing sponsors, so let's check them out right now.
Very proud to be part of the Modern Eater, and chefs, restaurant owners, any food service operators. You know, I know right now that delivery and carry out is bigger than ever, and we got you covered. Cambro has a full line of delivery and carry out items. More economical options are expanded polypropylene or EPP, nice insulated container. The ProCard Ultra is really versatile. It's a great unit because you can actually store cold products down here, hot products up here. It's all 120. There's no refrigeration worries. It's all thermodynamics. Just let us know what your food service challenges are, what it is we can do to help you out, and there isn't anything that we can't do for you. So hope to see you over here at our facility in Park Hill soon, and stay safe out there.
You know, everybody, with several $1 million of hard assets here, insurance is very, very important to us. Ewing Leavitt covers it all. Machinery, building, workman's comp. Ewing Leavitt's got us covered from the floor to the ceiling, from our alley, even to the street. this divider, this press, my cooling conveyor, my oven. Ow, ow. Ewing Levitt covers our counter stacker and our employees too. If you need insurance, take it from Little Rich at Rockalitas. Call Ewing Levitt. They'll get you covered.
I go home, I strip down to my skivvies. All right, here we go. I got it. Hey everybody, Steve Gould from Golden Moon Distillery and Golden Moon Speakeasy. When I get my cocktails to go from Golden Moon Speakeasy, I go home, I kick back, and I watch The Modern Eater. Skivvies. Hey, I'm a Marine. It's skivvies, man.
Back to the show in just a second, you guys, but before we do that, it's my favorite time, and it's time to talk about bread. You having people over a little bit? I mean, not a lot of people. Immediate something. If you live in the house, those people are the only ones over. AspenBaking.com is where you go to get the most delicious bread in the world. Since 1994, Aspen Baking Company has been doing it right. They bake it fresh. They don't freeze it. They don't add chemicals. They don't add coloring. They don't do any of that stuff. They just give you the good stuff. AspenBaking.com is where you go. Our buddy Jeff Nations over there is the epitome of small business. And if you want to support somebody in small business today, go over to AspenBaking.com and get yourself a delicious, delicious sourdough bowl and put some soup in it. It's getting cold out there. Back to the show.
Oh, you're right, Jay. If you notice something a little bit different about Jay, it's the glasses. Those aren't reading glasses. They're not seeing glasses. You tell the story, Jay.
These glasses right here are from the lovey and lovely Patricia.
Words are our life.
Yeah, I'm drunk. From Patricia, Greg's mother. She said, I know you stare at a computer almost every day, all day, and I'm going to get you some glasses. And she got them for me. Now, I think that she had already ordered them online. You know, she has them.
They blocked the blue.
Oh, blue blocker. I didn't say what they were. Oh, they're blue blockers.
That's what they do.
They block the
Blu-rays.
The Blu-rays.
Yeah, she calls them Blu-rays. She'd love for me to wear them, too. I say I don't stare at the screen as much as Jay does, but happy to wear them if they help. Vision, as you know, it's very important. Welcome back to the show, and again today, the release of COVID Kitchen, a dish served cold. Couldn't think of a more fitting name, as we've just assembled a glimpse, and there's no way. I mean, we could have done hours that it would have done anything justice. We will read the comments and the shout-outs that you've given other folks. Unfortunately, we can't monitor every other Facebook page that this may be broadcasting from today, so if you'd like for us to see those comments, if you're on Sam's number 3 Facebook page watching it from that stream, or Kevin Morrison's Taco Tequila Whiskey or Fish and Beer, Jared Leonard's, any of those guys, come on over to the Modern Eater Facebook page. Give those shout-outs to somebody within the service industry, because we'd love to recognize them. I think they need all the shout-outs as possible, as we've just really seen this year and proven what an amazing, wonderful industry the service industry is, and hospitality is going to be back and at its finest. Some of the things that stuck out to me the most, Jay, during that, and again, nobody was prepped, nobody had their answers ready, they weren't canned, but to see the owner-operators, and most of them came from the cooking background. Let's think. So Jared Leonard, cooking background.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Morrison, obviously, cooking background.
Oh,
yeah. Sam Armatas, cooking background as well.
Mm-hmm. Family.
Family
cooking
business.
For sure.
And then Erik Peterson from Bowl and Bush. Is the passion for their food and their people. The passion just coming back out to where it's like, I'm reconnecting with the kitchen, reconnecting with the food, because there's no job right now too big or too small for any of these owner-operators that are finding themselves cooking on the line again, that are finding themselves doing things that they never thought they'd be doing.
Washing dishes.
At this point. So another thing that really stood out to me is how much, and rightfully so, but think about it, during 2 furloughed sessions, right, bringing them in, closing down indoor dining, is the staff. and the staff that's just been pushed and pulled. A lot of decisions. You know, do you stay on unemployment? Is there unemployment benefits for you? Is it safe to go back to work? So the health and the safety and just the welfare, the overall welfare, above and beyond themselves. I mean, Erik Peterson, it just really touched me when he went to talk about his employees. He has an employee that works for him since, I believe he said, 1975.
Yeah.
That's just as old, worked there as long as he's been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Taking care of that lovely lady that's been there that long, obviously doing such a great job, is of the utmost importance to him, and as well as should be. So you owner-operators that have been making decisions on whether you close your doors or not, of whether you're closing temporarily or permanently, but to always have the health and welfare of your employees in mind as you make tough decisions, tough decisions, really stands out to me of the character of which, and it's not just in our community, it goes into all communities, because the fabric of our communities, if you think about it, and I'm sure you have, the fabric of our communities are our restaurants and bars, are our local watering holes, are the place where first dates are had, wedding proposals, anniversaries, even the sorrow of a funeral. You'll go to a restaurant because there's comfort. We've had our comfort disturbed, right? I mean, you can see it on all of it. I mean, I'm a wreck, truly a wreck. I've never put myself on the shelf for as long to work as hard as I could for all of us. And I think that we're going to start building that back up. I think that personal welfare. So as we go into our comments, and I'll start at the bottom, and Jay, you can help me out with this. But one thing, Brian Green, and thank you, Brian Green, you just say some very sweet things, and we really appreciate you in the community, is John Hinman. And a shout out to John Hinman for taking on the enormous task of addressing addiction and mental health in our industry. You know, John was faced with that for the longest time, of seeking some kind of refuge for himself, of saving himself, and where are those resources? He saw a need, and that need was something that was very important to him, to make sure that others that may have those same feelings as himself of despair, nowhere to turn, was something that if he could provide a service to others, that he most definitely felt obligated to do so. A tip of the hat to you, John Hinman, for doing that. That takes a special person. More comments on the stream, if you would, Jay.
Yeah, well, just a quick shout-out from New Jersey and Elizabeth Blythe. I used to work with her. Great
What's
gal.
up, New Jersey and Elizabeth?
What's up, Jersey?
What did she do?
She was a server. She and I were server. She was like, a work mom, if you will. You know, I'm not going to say the older lady, but she's older than I am, and usually I'm the old man at the bar.
Did she work with you at Gibby's?
She sure did.
Okay, you've told me a few stories.
She
seems like a wonderful woman.
She is a lovely, lovely woman.
Elizabeth, hey, listen, thank you. Appreciate you.
You want to talk about
efforts.
something just real quick?
Yeah.
You know, you want to talk about somebody that works hard and honest and diligent and everything you want as an employee. That's Elizabeth Blythe, man. She was working 3 jobs when I was working with her just to pay the bills. She moved here from Jersey, didn't get the best job in the world type thing, so she had to work, 2 or 3. And, she's 50, and she's working 3 jobs and just to put food on the table and support her family. And it's just, it's amazing, those things. Brian Green
and
also.
She's the one who you've mentioned quite a few times that just couldn't figure out how to work that POS system.
It was like spending a lot of time with my grandmother before she passed, to where it's like the love is this big, but the I'm going to kill you myself because you can't work the TV remote control. There's a little sliver of that. Elizabeth had a little bit of that on the POS, but
God bless you, Elizabeth.
her
And I know
awesomeness.
you've gone through some trials and tribulations like the rest of us.
Brian Green also says, staff family, Alex Armatas, giving it up to Alex over at Sam's.
Alex, featured there.
And here's something, too, just to touch on the Alex thing. And I worked for Alex, to steal your phrase, for a cup of coffee But a dear friend of mine has worked for Alex and that company for pushing a decade now, and she says to me that Alex and that company he runs at Sam's is hands down unbelievable in the sense of, you hear people talk about, well, my employees are my family and all this. That's what Alex Armatas and Sam's number 3 is it is a family, and they climb mountains to help their employees the best they can. So I condone, and a big shout out to Alex Armatas over there.
You condone it.
I condone it.
Okay.
That's right. It's got Jay Parker's condonement.
You've been condoned.
You've
by
been
Jay.
condoned.
Keep going on down the line here. Brian Green, you're saying a lot of good stuff, but the Armatas brothers, you're right, tirelessly fight for their business, their staff, and their communities, have never once put themselves first. God bless them, right? God bless him. So just very fortunate to feature his voice in the documentary today.
You want me to read this long one here? From
Sure.
Blaze McKim. The cashier at the gas station comes in contact with way more...
Is this a shout-out to somebody or just commentary?
Oh, I thought we were just reading commentaries.
I want to do shout-outs to people, if we
okay.
could, right now. Brian Green also said, Emily and the entire Secret Sauce team, my respect for this group is bottomless. Thank you, Emily. Hope you're watching today, because you really do deserve the shout out. I know I said Julie Maroney quickly, but that's the Petrocco Farms family. And if you know anything about local agriculture, you should know about this Centennial Farm and the Petrocco family and Maroney. But God bless you guys. I mean, just providing great, delicious food and nourishing us through our restaurants and through our grocery stores as well. That's God's work, and keep that produce coming. We can't wait to see what you guys have up your sleeve this next go-around from the growing season. Go ahead, Jay. I gave you time to sit up.
Well,
there,
I'm putting up some YouTube stuff so people know that they can check out our YouTube channel. So I'm going back and forth here. That's the only shout out I see, unless we're reading comments now.
No, Julie Ramone, Amy Regaldo, and Gladys. I'm going to kill this. Do you have this one at the top, Jay? So Amy and Gladys, thinking of you. These guys are brilliant in what they do. Please tune in to this exclusive documentary. Well, thank you. I'm assuming you guys are from service industry as well.
Regalado. Amy, I know Amy. She was with... Gosh, I want to think she was with What Chefs Want or Growers.
Okay.
Or both.
Shout-outs on our own. I'd like to give a great big shout-out to a couple of guys, and they're part of the Modern Eater team. Is first of all, Brian Freeman, man, the guy who invented produce. He's helped us connect with a lot of agriculture in this past year. It's been an interesting year as this gentleman has pivoted out of his business in Growers Organic and has gone into some consulting, which if you want consulting, Brian Freeman, he's the guy to go to. And also, it's such a great inspirational and instrumental help to the Modern Eater. Brian Freeman, we couldn't do this without you. Thank you, Brian. Little Rich Schneider, where do you begin with Little Rich? Little Rich, owner, and along with his brother and family of Rocalitas Tortillas, another great business institution here in Colorado. Little Rich, you've given us light, you've given us guidance, you've given us advice, but more than that, you've given us friendship. And your friendship means the world to me. It chokes me up when I think of how much you do for me, but the private conversations that we have, the things that you do for us, bar none, probably one of the most helpful people when it comes to the Modern Eater and our family in general. So thank you, Little Rich, for all you do for us in the community. I'm sure you want to say something about Little Rich.
I don't even know where to start. That was going to be when you said two people and you said Brian. I'm like, well, the next one has to be Little Rich. Little Rich is somebody that is just, you think back when we met him, and I think about, and I take it a little bit pessimistic because that's how my brain works, but I'm like, God, what if we had never met Little Rich? Like how terrible would that be, at least in my head, on where I would be today or the modern. That's how I think about it. Like being excited and grateful about something that's already happened, but I think about that thing, where it's like, oh my God, what if we didn't meet that dude? But the fact that we did, and then I can breathe easy knowing like, hey man, that's a nightmare of you not meeting him. You did meet him. He has become part of your family, and he's just, you know,
a
he's
little
family.
rich.
He's
a
just
little
family.
rich. And speaking of family, she watches every single day. She's supported me in so many ways. Oh, shit. I don't know if I can do this
You
one.
started already,
Yeah.
huh?
My mom, I love you, Mom.
Thanks for the glasses, Pat. And
I'd say more about your mom, but I'd lose it. I really would. You're the mother of the Modern Eaters. You've taken care of us all, and you've been there for us. What does Josh have to say?
Josh Timmons, shout out to the management team at Lot 1 for keeping things going during these tough times. Here's to Ray Clinton, Lauren Rice, Josh Miles, Leandra Gibbons, Bailey Weaver, Tyler DeCanto, Cody Oates. Can't wait for the next chapter with you all.
Yes. We want to meet these people.
Good shout out, Josh.
That's
Thank
a great
you.
shout out, Josh, and good to see you on the stream. Why don't you take it a step further and share this stream? We love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Josh Timmon. What do you do, Josh? I got to hover over your name.
Let me see what's up. Works at Lot 1.
See what's up with you. Gosh.
Oh, man.
Beyond that, you guys, so many people just within this business that deserve shout-outs. I'm looking forward to next year. I know you are too. Wednesday, be right back here. One guy that I really I've grown to know through COVID, I call him up. I just check in. Because every time I check in with him, he's got a tidbit or a wealth of information or a resource or I find him to be very sharp and on the ball. But Juan Padro, wow, dude. Juan Padro is a guy that just keeps it going and always looks at what's his resources, what's the bright side, how do we mobilize, and how do we efficiently get done what we're trying to get done for the project, for the day. And somebody who's built a great infrastructure, as somebody who's an entrepreneur myself and a small business owner, I look to you for guidance in a lot of ways, but Juan Padro will join us on Wednesday as we recap. Also, don't be surprised. We're putting a call out today. We've been in communications with the governor's office, but we're going to invite Governor Jared Polis to be on the show with us Wednesday. We hope that will work out. We're not going to play any herky-jerky stuff with him or hardball. We just want to hear from the governor. And I think that this is a great place for the governor to land. And if you're watching, we've heard that the governor watches quite often. Gov, if you're watching, an email is coming your way. Please fire it off with the news that you'll be back with us on Wednesday. So that's something we're sending out, Jay. Anybody else you'd like to recognize, Jay?
I mean, I'll give it up to my mom, too, even though she doesn't watch. It's mainly because she can't figure it out. And you know who I want to give a shout-out to? I want to give a shout-out to my father, which is if you know me, that's a little bit weird, you know, and if you know me and you want to know the story, I'll tell you one day. But, yeah, shout-out to my parents just because, you know, why not? They're still there.
Because they made you.
Yeah.
And we love you.
They did a pretty good job. My brother and sister are lunatics, but I turned out all right.
On that note, Jay Parker, buddy, you've always followed me in times where I couldn't believe it, right? You've bet on me. You've bet on the role. You've bet on the Modern Eater. You've bet on our business. And you're probably one of the most dedicated, hardworking guys that really cares a lot. And you may not show it sometime. You may be rough around the edges. You may be one of those people that at times you're like, hey, is this guy with us? You've always been with us. You've always worked hard, and you've always trusted us, me, and the process. And I can't thank you enough, man. I love you to the bottom of my heart. The Modern Eater, this business, where we are now and today, would not be existing without you, and that's the truth.
Thank you very, very much, and that is all absolutely true.
It is.
And ditto to you from
the chefs that we've worked with throughout the years are awesome people. The summer dinner series, the fall dinner series. We could go on forever. We could thank you. You guys in the community, you know we love you. We're going to be there. This next year, we're going to head out on that road again. We're going to get out there on that road again. 3 middle-aged guys just humping around Colorado trying to feature as many of these great product purveyors, farmers, and ranchers. It's gonna be an interesting year, but we're gonna do this together. Any other shout-outs that we need to recognize here, Jay?
Well, I was trying to shout you out, and you cut me off on purpose.
Need to do that.
Yeah. But you know I love you, right?
I know you love me, Jay.
Let's take the next 40 minutes and talk about Greg.
Let's drink this whole bottle of 291.
Oh,
See,
man,
our
the guys at
viewership
291, yeah.
would go through the roof if I just drank, you know.
Here's what we should
Have you ever
do.
seen D-Nice on YouTube? These people that'll just take a whole bottle. I mean, they
No.
prove it's sealed. All right, this is sealed. And I'm going to chug the whole
And
bottle.
it's 2020, so I can't, I mean, listen, we don't condone any of that. That is insane.
That's
It
insane.
could be mildly entertaining. Oh, man, I was going to say something, and I forgot what it was.
Really?
Yes.
Made.
What
you got?
No. I've got... I was going to say, you want a million views on this. It said if we both take our shirts off and drink that bottle of whiskey together, just stand next to each other shirtless, talk about life and the world, and drink this whiskey together. Yeah. That's got to be a million hits.
We've got 2 bottles, one for you, one for me. Whoever doesn't finish will both be shirtless, and the loser
that's right.
has the bottles inside of you. I don't know where, but it'll be inside you.
You need a little laugh, folks.
I know.
You need
All
a
right.
little bit.
The new year, we're going to have some great partnerships. One thing, here's just a little peek into it. But Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start, the Culinary Quick Start program, you're going to see more of that and into the new year, but we're going to make some cool stuff. One thing that we really did see this year is the owner-operators of these great restaurants and bar businesses, they're getting tough, you guys. These guys are lean and mean. They know where to re-add. They know how to rebuild their kitchens with the staff and the front of the house and the back of the house. If you're not on top of your game, if you've just been sitting on the bench and you got the rust on you, you're going to need that to knock that rust off, and we're going to bring you some cool stuff, programming-wise, and free gimmies, just gimmies. All you got to do is tune in, and that's going to be for you as you're going to try and get to be the best that you can possibly be. And into 2021, we've got something exciting up our sleeves with Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start. Can't wait to give you more news on that. So for Jay Parker and Brian Freeman, Little Rich Schneider and Faith Johnston, for the whole cast and crew, myself, Greg Hollenbach, we'll be back here Wednesday with Juan Padro and hopefully your governor as the Modern Eater continues. Thanks for tuning in.